Hello, collective. And hello, beautiful souls. I felt called to do a reading for you guys today. It's 11:11 as I am, not the time, but the date that I am doing this reading. And I'll go ahead and read the cards that I set out for my sister. If you believe in God or something that is higher than us in a sense that's not in the physical realm, feel free to listen. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Matthew 5:6. And then we have, do not out of, do nothing out of selfishness. I'm reading this all wrong. I'll show you the cards as well. Do nothing out of selfish ambitions or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourself. Philippines 2:3.
Please spare me in the comments. I know it's Philippians, but since I said Philippines, that might be symbolic to the fact that you really need a vacation.
I don't relate to the second one, if I'm being completely honest. I feel like you should respect yourself as much as you respect others rather than putting someone above yourself. But these are the two cards. Let's get started into this reading. I want to do these first because it was the first one that caught my eye before I started recording. It's therapists. It's for emotional support. Okay. This one's at the bottom of the deck. I can't tell where the middle of the camera is because my camera's not facing me. The screen's facing the opposite way. Look at everything you have survived so far. You weren't defeated then. You won't be defeated now. And he's so cute. I think he's a chihuahua. Alright. Oh my. I love big cards. I love small cards. Oh, I've never seen this one. You can do the thing. So whatever you feel as though you are having hesitancy going towards, or if you have a goal in mind that you haven't started or you haven't completed, know that you can. Okay. All these dogs. It's going to be okay. Someone's a dog lover. I don't blame you. Okay. On a sloth with a unicorn horn. I hope you can see past all the smoke. I literally lit 2 incense cones at the same time. It's your weirdness that makes you wonderful. I'm gonna pull out one more card. If another one wants to come out. I'm just like, these are so sweet. There we go. Oh, you don't know what kind of bird this is? I can't think of it from the top of my head. Today is a brand new day, and you are a brand new you. Good luck. Very encouraging cards. I really do love this deck. All right. Okay. How am I going to put this back together? I'm gonna show y'all this last card because I'm really feeling these cards. Tell me what animal this is because I'm just blanking. Okay, is it a ferret? I don't know. I don't even know. I'm not too close. Okay, cool. You've been doing a great job considering all you've been up against. Like, bro, you're literally thriving. Like, you've lived this many years, bro. Like, it's a long freaking time. Not trying to call you old. Yeah, I'm gonna put this back. But, like, literally, you are a very strong warrior. Alright, I'm gonna keep these kind of like. Did y'all read this? Y'all looked at this? Okay, these cards are gonna be right here. Beautiful. Okay. I pretty much already made up my mind as to what cards I want to do. I have the Into a Tarot deck for the tarot cards, and then the Herbal Astrology Oracle deck, which is this one right here. But we'll get into that after pulling a few tarot cards. Okay. Hopefully they're not in the way. Actually, I'll move them for you guys. Put those right there because I'm gonna use them later. And then just move these out of the way real fast. Okay. Oh yeah, I wanted to light one more thing. You're gonna hear noise in the background. All right, I'm lighting this incense for me and the collective to spread blessings, to spread positivity, prosperity, hope, peace, love, all the good things, because that's what they deserve. You are protected, my love. There's so much smoke you can barely even see the one from this one, if at all. Yeah, no, there's some emanating off of it. I used my light shade sage earlier just to make sure that the space is fully cleansed. Oh yeah, bless the cards. Bless the message. Take deep breaths. It's a reminder we're alive and that we're okay. All right. What is the collective searching for? Thank you, spirits, spirit guides, spirit angels, for being with us today to give a cohesive, clarifying message. Okay. First thing that comes out is Five of Wands, personality clashes, lost opportunity was the first thing that popped out. You could feel as though you're in competition with someone. In reality, you're not even in competition with yourself. It all depends on your mindset. But you're especially not in competition with nobody else. because you're on your own journey. Ace of Coins, new beginnings, an offer, meeting someone new, abundance. Whatever opportunity you feel as though you may lost, that's spilled milk. Quit crying over it. Anything else they're searching for? I want to pull that one, but I'll just let them fall out today. Three of Wands in reverse, lack of foresight, restrictions, regression, lack of progress, thinking small. That sounds like a mental block. I'll put them in order for now. I find it interesting that there's two people. They look like they're married, or they're getting married. I don't know. That's cute. I'll flip it upright just so y'all see, but it came out in reverse. Lack of foresight. Somebody's probably not trusting their intuition, not putting faith that good things are on their way to them because they feel as though that all they've dealt with in the past wasn't shit. Compared to the new beginnings that are coming forth. But you gotta accept it, you gotta want it, and you gotta look past these blocks, whatever they may be. That jumped, but again, I'm only pulling the cards. I'm only picking up the cards that fall out. Okay, what are y'all searching for? How are you guys feeling? These cards are jumping, but they're not falling out. Okay. You are feeling Nine of Swords, mental anguish, psychological trauma, lost hope or love, anxiety, fears, nightmares. No. You're really stuck, but it's all mental. The only person that can get you out of it is yourself. Any other cards to clarify how the collective's feeling? Hierophant, religious traditions, rulers, leaders, institutions, values, conforming, right and wrong. Yeah, very traditional values, collective. Faith. I hear natural born leaders. Either staying in your faith, depending on how it's working for you, because this isn't going to be for everybody, but some people, their faith might be getting in the way, and for some other people, faith is what's going to get you through. So you might have to either stand in your faith or reevaluate. Okay. Should I? The Sun. Just have fun. It's in reverse. Count your blessings. Play authentic self. Yes. That's actually kind of cool. It's in reverse, but we're not really worried about the reversals right now. I'm more so laughing at the fact that it's these three are your feelings, right? I'm gonna just show you because okay, I asked what you were feeling. At the bottom this one says no, at the bottom this one says yes. You're toggling between right and wrong. You might need a new perspective on what's right and wrong for you, because what you have grown up to believe what is right and wrong might not align with yourself.
So it's like you're battling in your mental space, in your just in your head, on what to do when it comes to these new beginnings coming in. I don't know if you feel undeserving. I don't know if you just lost hope. But it's definitely giving back and forth between anxiety and I'm not deserving, or I can't do it, or just like very much self-doubt and the need to just have fun, to look at the things that are going right in your life and to say yes to whatever opportunity is coming your way. Something new, not something of old energy. Optimism. Between anxiety and optimism, it's like two sides of the same coin. It's dark and light, right and wrong. Like, what makes you happy? That's what aligns with you, whatever makes you happy. Can we get clarification on why the collective is here? Oh, okay. Okay, hold on. Knight of Cups. Follow your heart. Artistic. Attraction. Proposals. Affectionate. Psychic. Charming. Y'all can read the rest if you want. There's two cards with feminines riding on horses. One of them's just in reverse. You wanted clarity? It's telling you to follow your heart. Literally, like, if it feels good, it's for you. Anything else? Are we getting clarification on each card in the top row, Spirit? Strength, upright, and I'm assuming that it's upright. That is a yes. Strength, invisible force, confidence, courage, self-belief, personal power, wisdom, influential, compassion. Okay, how about the Three of Wands in reverse, spirits? Thank you so far for this reading. That's too many. Okay, that was two that fell. Ooh, I don't think I've gotten this one before. Dark to light.
What you mean?
Hola.
Huh?
I said I'll get a different one that doesn't smell as bad.
Okay.
I don't even know how to. Let me not say that. Vernal. If I'm pronouncing this wrong, correct me in the comments. Vernal equinox. Or vernal. I don't know what that word means. Okay, I'm gonna search up that word and be back. Oh, yeah. Oh, Jesus. Oh, yeah. All right. I need to stretch my legs. I don't know why I didn't do that before I started the camera back up. Yeah, we're just gonna continue like this. Vernal equinox, it's relating to spring, the theme of spring, youthfulness, but it says dark to light under there. It says act now, it's time, fresh start, awakening in spring. Ignore the timing though, because that might not be for everyone, but it says act now, so that is soon. And then Seven of Wands, worth fighting for, Make a stand, face it head on. It's my life. Haters gonna hate. I'll explain the it's not necessarily cause and effect. I feel as though it's more how you can counteract it or how you can get the ball rolling. Okay. How about the Hierophant upright? This one's sticking out, but I was like, no, I'm only gonna take the ones that are like dang near hanging out or the ones that fall. This one wants to come out, bro. I'm gonna just take it. The Hermit. Spiritual mastery, soul searching, enlightenment, solitude, growth, resolve. Guiding light. And then lastly, the Sun in reverse. Split the deck. Spirits, for the Sun in reverse, may we get clarification, please? That's a lot of cards. This is the first one I saw upright, though. I mean, not even upright, but like flipped over. I've never gotten this card. Six of Cups, comforting connection, tenderness, sweet things in life, innocence, soulmate, shared moments. This one's really cute. And the Sun, the person in the card looks like a kid as well. So that's interesting. Okay, so that was supposed to happen for a reason, but I wasn't supposed to flip all of the cards over. Let's see. Let's decipher these cards first. So we have the Five of Wands and the Knight of Cups. So say this is more so present energy, the Five of Wands, personality clashes, chaos, arguing, competition, lost opportunity. So again, you may feel as though you might have, they're playing soccer, so you might have felt as though you dropped the ball. Excuse me, or you feel as though you're in competition with whatever endeavors you're trying to get yourself involved in. Personality clashes, you might need to be letting go of somebody that you're arguing with or that causes you chaos. And then the Knight of Cups, following your heart. Psychic sticks out, so you are intuitive and you know the things that you need to let go of, whether that be people, whether that be a job, person, place, thing, whether that be your mindset. You know what you want. I'm trying to, it's a little dark, but I wanted to make the, actually I just need my glasses. Actually, yeah, no, I need my glasses, but we're not putting them on. Attraction. What is it that you wish to attract? And is there really competition? And it might be, especially if you're going for a very competitive career. But say that the job that you really wanted, you didn't make it. There's other opportunities out there. Whatever an invitation. Yeah, there's gonna be other opportunities, or it might be the same opportunity coming back around. I thought of an example. I can only talk about my personal life because I'm living my own life, right? I had the opportunity to attend modeling school, and I had to drop out because I couldn't afford it. And then they reached out to me like 2 years later, and then I accepted, and then I again had to drop out because I didn't have the money for it. But that doesn't mean that opportunity won't come around a third time. Like, you just have to follow your heart and keep your heart in it because you know it's for you. Yeah. I think I'm gonna end that on that note. That can pertain to multiple things. It could be a person, it could be career, job, place. You might want to move because she is on a horse. She's going somewhere. Just take it how it resonates. Now with the Ace of Coins and Strength. So new beginnings, they could be right around the corner. You could feel more secure whenever you accept. This could be potential for abundance, stability, a new person, or meeting someone. An offer, maybe a job offer, or you find a place in a location that you were looking for, and you're like, wow, this is like perfect timing. Invisible force. I really like how it's a lioness instead of a lion, because typically in strength cards you get just a lion. But you have the power. Like, you have the power to say yes or no, but also you have to have the courage and confidence to do so, to accept, to be like, I am worthy of this. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. Infinite potentials. And it doesn't say new beginning, it says new beginnings. So it's more than one thing. And you might not see all the things that are coming in for you, but Spirit is telling you to have the confidence to say yes. But again, you do have free will. And if you feel like you're not ready, then you're not ready. But Spirit says you're ready, and you know you're ready. Okay, next. 3 of Wands in vernal equinox. Lack of foresight. Thinking small. Stalled. Postponed. I don't think I read those earlier. But you're just getting in your own way. You're in the process of an awakening. Signs of this, your crown chakra, it could be like your hairline or like on top of your head could be itching, or your third eye can be itching, or you can get a burning sensation. It's not the same for everyone, but I get like an itching, like, and my freaking like hairline has been like messing with me all day. But that could be a sign of awakening. But I don't even want to say that I haven't been fully awakened, because I feel like it's a constant process depending on how solid you are and what you want, your belief system, and the belief in yourself. And also when you have like another person attached to you, they could be slightly behind or with you within that journey, and you can feel when they are having these things, these signs of awakening happening too. It says fresh start though. Dark to light. After lack of foresight. Again, it's mostly mental. Like, competition doesn't exist. The only person that stops you from acting is yourself. I'm going further in, but I'm still going to explain this pile more in depth. Dark thoughts, anxiety, worry, psychological traumas. If you are continuously living in that space in me and just reliving it over and over and over and being like, I went through all these things, you're just going to stay in that energy. You're just going to stay as what you're telling the universe when you are constantly thinking of the things that you don't want to repeat. They're going to send that energy because that's what you're constantly thinking about. When it pops up, you have to acknowledge your feelings. Like, yes, I am valid in my anger. I am valid in my emotions. This is no longer my present. I am releasing the attachment of my past. This has no hold or control over me. No. Just no. I'm not going to think about this anymore. I'm acknowledging my feelings and that I am justified in feeling the way that I feel towards these past traumas. But I am ready to release, and I am ready to live life in the now. You have to tell yourself things of that nature. But with this lack of foresight, it's giving lack of trust, and you're getting in your own way. You have to act. Regression. You might feel as though you're going backwards, but in the healing process, just because you think of something of the past, that does not mean you're healing. It's how you react to it. It's how you manage your emotions, and it's how you react when this person comes back into your energy, whether that be physical or mentally. Like, how you deal with stuff tells the universe, or tells whatever you believe in, what you want in your present and future. Like, time does not exist to them. So if you're living in the past, they're going to assume that's your present. If you're living in the future, they're going to assume your future that you want is your present. You act now and the results will come in before you know it if you're not focused on time. Next pile is 9 of Swords and 7 of Wands. Mental anguish, worth fighting back. There's a lot of pairs in this reading. The 2 soccer players, the husband and wife, the 2 eagles, the 2 kids, the woman and the lioness, and then the 2 women, like the 2 feminines. One's a girl, one's a woman, and they're both on horses. Just a bunch of I don't know. But mental anguish, I kind of got into that a little bit already, but like, you are in control and you can't forget that. Is there something under her bed? No, that's just a thumbprint. I was like, is there some? It looked like there was something under her bed, y'all. I need my glasses, but anyways, it's all in her head. It's all in your head, bro. When it comes to these dark thoughts, your thoughts do not make you. Like, you are more than this body. You are more than your brain. You're more than your heart. You're even more than your soul. You're not even a human. Like, I know this sounds crazy as hell, but you're a being
playing a human role. Like, you were so much more than this physical realm, this matrix, whatever you want to call it. You are bigger than your body. You are bigger than you. Like, it just, you're more than a spirit, you're more than energy, you're all of the above. You're a being. And energy can't be destroyed. I wanted to get into this pile, but let me stick on this pile. The 9 of Wands in the set, the 9 of Swords and the 7 of Wands. So we pretty much clarified the 9 of Swords, which is, it's in her head. If it's in reverse, it says past life trauma to heal. So I feel like you've healed the majority already, but you feel as though you haven't healed enough because it keeps coming back into your energy. But that is just spirit trying to see, are you past this? Like, how would you deal with this if we just threw it back in your face? Like, would you react the same way you did in the past, or would you react in a way that you are worthy of more, that you are healed, that it doesn't faze you, or that you have hope that this isn't all there is? 7 of Wands. World, worth fighting for. I was gonna say world. Okay, now I feel like my legs, my feet are losing blood. I don't like, holy shit. Okay. Make a stand. Haters gonna hate. Don't back down. No. You tell them past energies no. You set the boundaries. You say what you want is worth fighting for, and it's more than what you got in the past, period. The only person that has control over your life is you. Okay, now let's get into the next pile, the next column. Hierophant and the Hermit. Religious traditions and spiritual mastery. So a lot of people feel as though religion and spirituality are two different things, and I would agree. I am going to put my personal thoughts into this one. Religious is very rigid. Spirituality is more free. But again, that doesn't, just because I say something, that doesn't mean you don't stand in whatever faith you believe in, right? Because you have your own values at the end of the day. Solitude, growth. I'm hearing you've had a lot of time to be by yourself, to be guided, to search for what you want, what your soul, what your spirit longs for, what you're passionate about. Like, excuse me. You might have been searching for advice, but truthfully, it's in you. But there's no shame in trying to get clarity through others. Just make sure to not lose self or to lose grasp of your own opinion listening to everyone else's, because at the end of the day, it is your life and you have your own thoughts for a reason. Not that it defines you, but it's still for a reason. Like, you write down your thoughts and look back on them like, oh, that was my mindset back then, like, for a reason.
This one's a little bit more harder to decipher. They're both earth energies. Programming, conforming, leaders. The fact that that's plural, like rulers, leaders, it's kind of on the same wavelength of advice, like listening to multiple people that are righteous, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that you can't form your own opinion outside of that. Like, nobody's right about everything. You form your own values, your own morals, and that might be the clarity you got from being in solitude, or maybe that is what you need to be in more solitude to have a more clear idea as to what those are, what you are passionate about, what your morals are, what you value, what you believe in. And that's not to say that you can't go out and have fun and this, that, and the third, work on yourself. Like, there's balance in that too. Contemplate and enlightenment. You're either in this awakening phase or you've already been awakened, but you're continuing this journey. But you still might be confused or trying to gather more information before you have a solid, this is what I believe in. And even when it is solid, something might pop up in the future where you're like, oh, I never thought of it this way. So just keep an open mind that you are constantly evolving, and it's okay to change your mind later. Nothing is set in stone. Nothing's forever. Because it's all a made up word. It's all made up words. But again, energy can't be destroyed. So don't have fear that nothing lasts forever. Just have faith in whatever that is you believe in. Next pile. So the Sun in reverse and the Six of Cups. I hope I didn't say Six of Coins earlier, but it's Six of Cups. And water energy and fire energy, both in the Sun. Okay, just have fun and comfort and connection. Authentic self, play, count your blessings. You might be focused too much on like having the perfect something. Yeah, I got perfectionist out of that for some reason. Virgo especially. Know that you're constantly growing and you don't have to be hard on yourself. Like, life is supposed to be fun. Like, it's not supposed to all be taken so serious. Give yourself permission to be optimistic, to just go with the flow, especially if you feel as though you've gotten so many no's, or you've gotten so many like hits to your ego, or whether that be just hearing the word no constantly, like, nope, this isn't for you. Nope, sorry, we're not accepting your application. No, actually, I'm not ready. Whatever the case may be, like, you're just constantly getting a door shut in your face. You feel like you're constantly losing. But in the process, you're also constantly growing. And it might not seem like it because you're being so damn hard on yourself. Like, you're getting lost in the sauce. You're literally getting lost in the fact that things aren't going your way when that's life. Supremely optimistic.
That's on the opposite side of the coin though. Like, you want to be careful not to be too optimistic and then get shut down and it hurt 10 times more. And then on the flip side, you don't want to stay in these dark thoughts like, oh, I'm never gonna make it, because that's not true. But also you have to be a realist and be like, this next opportunity might not be for me either. And you have to be okay with that. You have to be able to survive knowing that things might not work out the way you want it to. Six of Coins, comfort and connection, tenderness, sweet things in life, shared moments, soulmate and innocence. I read all of them because I'm like, I've never had this card come out. And I was like, all the words seem to be significant. It's a lot of pairs, like I said earlier, so I feel like whether this is a person or whether this is a career that involves you working with multiple people, like, you're gonna have shared moments in the things that you're passionate about, whether that is love, whether that is something creative that you like to do, or whether that is work that you like doing, or whether that is travel and you meet someone while traveling, or you find a new interest that you never thought of while trying something new. Right, I don't want to say, oh, this is going to end in a soulmate connection just because it's the last card, because I feel as though I'm going to pull out more cards. So after going through all these, I'm probably going to put them back in the deck and dive in a little deeper. Maybe on this other energy. We'll just see how it goes. Sweet things in life. Like, you can't enjoy the sweet things in life if you are stuck. If you feel like you're stuck, then you're going to continue to be stuck. If you have the mindset of lack, you're going to continue to lack. Know that there are things coming in, but you have to be open to receiving it. And I think that's the end of this. I'll just Is there anything else that the collective needs to know regarding what we have already went over? Nine of Wands, a test of faith. Faith, not fate, faith. But both of those words could be significant. Fate and faith. A test of faith. Courage, boundaries, determination, faith, endurance, persistence. Keep going. Okay. Anything else that no, I'm not taking that. Anything else that the collective needs to know regarding what we have already went over? Too many cards, but that one flipped over on the table. Okay. Queen of Cups, creative, idealist, emotionally connected, being in the flow, deep feeling, intuitive, psychic. Psychic came out twice. Loving. Open up your heart. So
maybe you're focusing too much on the logistics. Like how will this be possible of me doing XYZ? Again, I'm going back to the Knight of Cups. 9 of Cups might be significant. I'll have to look into that later. But I'm looking back at that card popped into my mind, following your heart. This could be with whatever you're passionate about. And to have faith, determination, and grit to continue towards it. Being in the flow, like letting things flow. We got some creatives watching. The dreams you had as a kid, you can still make them a reality, regardless of age. That's not too many cards. I'll take them. I'll take the one on my leg first. Knight of Wands. No, King of Wands. Unpredictable. Lack of energy or experience. The fact that it's the King, but it's in reverse and it's saying lack of like energy, experience. I'm gonna pick up that card in a second. But it's like unpredictable. They're acting out of character. Like, if someone is acting outside of their authentic self, it's because they want to control the narrative or they want to control how people perceive them. But if you're acting in your authentic self, you don't care. Like, you don't care to control the narrative because people are going to think of you how they think of you anyways. Oh, it's 2 cards. Okay, cool. 6 of Swords in reverse. It says trouble ahead, storm brewing, instability, slow healing, returning from travel, no progress. And then lastly, we have the Emperor, excessive control. Oh, it's in reverse. It says absent father or father issues, inflexible, lack of control. Yeah, people that are controlling typically lack control. Dominant, aggressive. It's like fire, water, fire, air, fire. What's next? Earth. I find it interesting that like the masculine cards are the ones that, except for the 6 of Swords, there's a feminine on that card. But I find it interesting that they're both in reverse. Balancing your masculine energy, however that looks. Like maybe you have somewhat more of a grip on how to connect with your emotions and not necessarily how to control them, but how to let them flow freely without it feeling excessive or without them feeling too much. But then when it comes to feeling protected or feeling as though you're in control, you feel as though there's an unpredictable aspect and you need to take control of it for it to not be unpredictable. But I mean, like, that's life. This one says rigid, the Emperor in reverse, and that was in the same spot as the Hierophant. So again, you might be rigid in your beliefs. And it's like, it has to be by this book, or it has to be 1, 2, 3, XYZ in that order, or it's not, or you don't want it, or something like that.
we're gonna get clarification on those cards. Anything else for this row before we get clarification? I see the strength card on the bottom of the deck, but I'm not gonna pull it. I don't know if it was in reverse or not. It's a lot of cards, Spirit. Just one before we get clarification on this top row. Okay. Okay. That's too many cards. Hangman in reverse. She's upright, but the hangman is typically upside down, so it's actually in reverse. Resisting surrender. On hold. Full moon. Illuminating subconscious. We'll put these at the bottom. And then hermit, but in reverse now. Oh, and then I didn't put the full moon up. I'm gonna stretch my legs real quick. Okay, I put them like this for a reason. They came out like this for a reason, so now it's time to decipher. We might not need clarification cards. A test of fate. Emotionally connected, being in flow. It's like you're resisting being in the Queen of Cups energy. You may feel as though you lack experience being in the Queen of Cups energy. So you might be rebelling at this time, trying to control how you feel rather than just letting it flow. You feel as though trouble is ahead. Or maybe you recently went through a tower moment and you're trying to get out of it. Whether that be a boost. I'm not trying to say the actual word because I don't know how YouTube feels about that. But you could have went through trauma. You could have went through losing your job. Or you could have went through a stage of depression due to you feeling as though you're not progressing in what you want to progress. Know that you don't stay in the same energy forever, if that gives you any hope. And with that, you get even more controlling, maybe even angry, but you still continue to make the same moves. And there's Hangman in reverse, resisting surrender, uncertainty, delay tactics, lack of focus, stalling, resist, holding on like it's like a death grip of just like, I don't want these things to be released, or I don't want
But you have to loosen your grip and feel. You are a lot further than you realize. Illuminating subconscious. Don't focus too much on the timing, but it says 1 month or next full moon. Emotional awareness. Move on. Cycle completion. And then self-absorbed. Excuse me. It doesn't have to necessarily mean that you're conceited, but you could just maybe have so much solitude that you get in your head so much to the point you start to not relish, that's for lack of a better word, to stew into this fear, into this anxiety, paranoia, like all of these negative emotions, when you could step outside and take a breather. Just like it's not that simple, well, you're making it complicated. So I'm sorry if my explanation might seem simplified. Loneliness, forcefulness, isolation, restriction, antisocial. You can only grip onto something for so long before it just like, what's the word? Like I'm thinking of a person like gripping a worm or like a worm-like item, and like it's just wiggling and wiggling until it eventually like dies. That was kind of morbid, sorry. But nothing ever dies. If it has energy, it just goes back to its original home. Or if you are holding on to something or trying to contain something that's meant to flow, it's going to eventually build up and be uncontrollable. Like it wasn't supposed to be controlled in that way in the first place. A death grip, very rigid. When you work with it, you flow with it. I'm talking about emotions here, your feelings, following your heart, head over heart, heart over head. And then I feel like I lined these up the way I did for a reason. You might feel as though your emotions are unpredictable because you're not listening to them. You're not allowing yourself to feel them. And by doing so, by trying to, just ignore it and put it in the back burner, it's building up and making you lack focus. It's causing you to, like, instead of taking the pause to analyze it originally and putting it on the back burner, now it's going to be a lot more that you have to handle. And that's why you feel as though you're just stuck. Because all of these things from the past keep rushing back because you're not dealing with it. But you'll eventually get there. You'll eventually move on. You might go back into wanting to control it before it happens because, again, growth isn't linear. But you'll eventually learn how to listen and let it pass. Rather than trying to push it away like, oh no, it doesn't exist. Like, it does exist. You have these feelings for a reason and they're valid. And they want to be heard. powerlessness. Someone that feels as though they lack control and lack power, try to hold on to it so much, but you have to just let it flow. Any more confirmation, spirits? Thank you for this reading so far. That's 2 cards. Are we going in reverse or are we... I don't know yet. Oh, that's 3 cards. 7 of Cups. Many possibilities. Lacking focus, confusion, unclear. There's a lot of fog. Wild imagination, wishfulness, shiny object syndrome. Don't go towards the first shiny thing that you see in the fog. Wait for it to clear first, and then you might have a better idea as to what to pick. 10 of Cups in reverse. Imbalance, broken, inauthentic relationships. Misalliance. I was gonna say misaligned. Ten of Wands, upright, heavy load, brink of collapse, responsibilities, overwhelm, almost there. D-O-N-E. I'm almost at the finish line. But then you collapse. Because you weren't dealing with the things that you needed to deal with on the way. Like, say you're in a car race, and instead of stopping at your checkpoints to get your wheels taken off and new wheels put on, or more gas, or whatever they do, the car maintenance that they do for race cars, instead of stopping at those checkpoints and making sure that you're good to continue the race, you skip all those checkpoints because you're like, I don't need to worry about it. And then you're almost at first place and your car breaks down and you end up in last place. And it could have been avoided if you prioritized the smaller responsibilities, aka your emotions. Because in doing so, you're just having them pile on top of you, just keep piling in the back of your mind until it all rushes into the forefront. Illusion. Take a pause and meditate. However that looks for you, whatever is most comfortable to you when you think of meditating. Some people do guided meditation, some people count, some people listen to people describe a peaceful place. Some people listen to affirmations, or some people sit in silence. But due to all these possibilities, which could potentially be new beginnings, you have to be wary, because not every shiny thing or possibility that comes your way is for you. Take your time, there's no rush. Are you trying to control time too? Like when things come in, like it's on divine's timing, it's not on your timing. And when you do wait, it'll become clear. It'll be time to take action. For some people, it said a few days, but depending on how deep you are in wanting to control your emotions and control the things that you cannot control, like in the way that you're trying to, instead of just letting things flow naturally, like you might not be ready to make a clear choice. You gotta see it and be decisive and know, this is the choice I want to take for this reason, for however many reasons. And depending on what it is, say it's not a person, say it's career choices, say that you're like a freelancer, it could be multiple choices. But you have to read the description of all these choices and be like, what would be the best for me?
and what's the timeline of these choices so that it doesn't clash with my other choices. Like, you have to sit with it instead of just picking the first thing that pops up. Like, oh, I'm so desperate to finally get this kickoff on my career that I'm going to take the first opportunity that comes my way. No, because it's for you. So act like it's for you. Act like you're worthy, not that you're desperate. Stop picking shit blind. Like you're just closing your eyes, and the first thing that somebody puts something in your hand, you're like, oh my God, I can't wait. Or you put it in your mouth before you even open your eyes. No. Disconnected family. I didn't even read that under the Ten of Cups in reverse. Inauthentic relationships. This could be your blood family, or this could be your chosen family, so friends or blood family, or adopted family. Like, there's an imbalance within a close relationship of yours, and you're not decisive in how to go about that just yet. False sense of security. This could be linked to trauma, past wounds. This could be linked to that, and that could still very much so be in your energy, whether you cut them off or not, because people are going to pop up in your mind. But how are you going to deal with it the next time that they pop up? I could give you as many suggestions in the world, like journaling or breathing, but you have to figure out what works best for you. I don't know why I'm stuttering all of a sudden. Or maybe I've been stuttering this whole time and it just caught my attention. But yeah, you got to figure out what works best for you, because some people aren't writers, right? But me personally, writing helps me. I don't know why I'm shuffling right now. It's kind of a force of habit. But on the flip side of this disconnect, this connection that doesn't serve you, that imbalances you, that gave you a false sense of security, on the flip side of that, if you fully let go and be like, they did these things to me, but I'm not going to let it define me. I'm not going to let it live in my brain rent free. On the flip side is peace. Like, and then with the Ten of Wands, with the car, the race car analogy that I gave, there's a lack of balance. Imbalance is in the Ten of Cups in reverse as well, but there's just, you're not taking the time. It's just like, but I've been healing, and it's like, but you're skipping over something though. Whether it's purposely or whether it's subconsciously, you're not wanting to face something. Anything else, Spirit? Maybe for the Knight of Wands or the Queen of Cups. If not, then, oh shit, this one was slipping out first. Hierophant, now in reverse. The rest of the cards I'm not picking up, I'm not gonna lie. And I don't really know where to put this one. Hierophant in reverse now is non-conforming. Take it how it resonates though, because some people might want to stick with their religion, but just be slightly less rigid or slightly less judgmental, however it resonates. Think for yourself. That really stood out. Freedom, challenging the status quo. That kind of that made me think of this disconnected family again. Like, maybe all your life or the majority of your life, you felt as though
that what your family or your chosen family was telling you in your ears was just like the right thing, or was like you wanted to follow in their footsteps, or maybe you didn't want to disappoint. But in doing so, you weren't being your most authentic self. And to keep the balance, you yourself was imbalanced. Unconventional life choices. That could go into your dream career, because it's under, Nine of Wands and Queen of Cups. Test of faith kind of reminds me of the Fool taking that leap of faith. And then, but with the Nine of Wands is giving more so they're in a battle to stay standing, and to stay standing in what they believe in, rather than what everyone else is telling them to believe in. Like, oh, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to act this way, you're supposed to get married at this certain time, you're supposed to, whatever rules, like, you create your own rules, bro. You have your own morals, like, emotionally connected, be in the flow, being in that energy of keeping boundaries with potentially, since it's on my own, keeping boundaries on what's misaligned, and staying determined in what you're passionate about will lead to freedom, which also may lead to an alternative lifestyle, like freelancing, being your own boss. Like, that's not the norm for most people. Or being a creative artist and enjoying your work and making money off of it, that's not the norm. Hey, maybe you're not normal, and that's okay. But you gotta stop holding back. You gotta let go. It's not even just about having fun. Like, yeah, that's a big part of it. Like, you need to add more fun into your life and dive into your passions and creative endeavors. But also, when emotions come up, let them. Don't push them away. I don't want to say don't rationalize it, because, like, you do with your emotions what you want. But don't stew in it. I do want to say that. Don't stew in the emotion for so long that that's what you're attracting. You can acknowledge it. You can say that I am justified in the way that I feel about the past, but this is what I want in my future, and I'm not going to let the past become my future. However that affirmation needs to be written for yourself. I saw sticky notes. So write affirmations that are tailored to you. Like, you can get them off of apps or videos and then tailor them to you, because it can be too generic and then you don't want to, read them anymore. But if it's tailored to you, it'll feel as though you are making a difference or you are making a change. I think that's all for these cards. Now I want to do oracles. This was a longer reading than I expected. Remember, you are the medicine. What you think is what you bring into your life. Just because you don't believe manifestation, but I figured that the majority of y'all do. Whatever you think is what you are bringing into your life. So if you were excessively thinking about the past, then the past is just going to repeat itself, or those people are going to continue to try to cross your boundaries if you formed any. These two, sure. Sit those right there real quick. Lavender, weaver. I was thinking of a spider, and then there's a spider web in the picture. When I said the word weaver. Oh, is that a angel? And there is a spider in the card. Interesting. Blue lotus. So bluish purple flowers might be significant. And it says intuition. You are the creator, and you are intuitive more than you know. The sun and the moon is in that card. I thought the moon was in this one, but it's just like the mist, like the whimsical mist. And then the sun and the moon is in the lotus card. The lotus, this is just me going off the top of my head, but I feel as though that is also healing. There is the cup in the middle, and the cups typically means emotions, letting it flow. Poppy, dream. You dream big, but slowly people kind of took that away from you. But you're starting to open back up to the possibility that you can do more than what you're doing right now, that you are deserving of more, that you didn't have those dreams of you being something big for no reason. That being joyous is a part of your present and future. That you deserve to have fun. It's not all work, no play. It's not being in your head 24/7. Like, allow yourself to flow and dream and be and create. Any more? I'm probably gonna take that as a no. Okay, we'll focus on these 3 cards. So the poppy, the flowers on there are giving white and pink. Mix it together and it's a baby pink. Oh, hibiscus, joy. I'll take that card out too. Alright, and then we'll leave the rest. Purification. I'm gonna just show y'all this because it caught my eye. Maybe because there's a cat. And I definitely give off black cat energy, but this is not about me. Okay. Oh. Okay, so these two are beside each other. This angel number might be significant for some of you. 4114 or 25. Both of those numbers might be significant. Okay. Lavender, weaver. I think it was I think that was the only one that was in reverse before I flipped it over. But in reverse it says unsettled spirit, untrusting, overcritical, unable to see the possibility, and then lack mentality. But in the upright, weaver of potential, new beginnings, intuitive intellect, contemplative phase, emotional fulfillment, walking in alignment, astrological ruler Mercury. So I feel like since that was the only one in reverse, oh, she has a baby on her back. I just realized that. But since it was in reverse at first, I feel like that might be what energy the majority of y'all are in, not trusting in the divine, not trusting in yourself. Because if you did, you'd have things flowing, but you feel as though you're stuck. So there's something that you have too strong of a grip on, that you're just not trusting that God got it. You know? Lavender use has been documented for well over 2,500 years. Its name is derived from the Latin verb lavare, which means to wash. In ancient Egypt, lavender was often used for cleansing, perfumery, embalming, and mummification. It was used to cleanse the body and energetically to cleanse the spirit. If y'all want to read the rest, you can, but I'm not reading all of it. I'm just giving y'all a little tidbit. Hopefully y'all can see that juice. Next, I'll read the Blue Lotus. Actually, I didn't read the guidance part. Lavender is much like the medicine of spider, a master communicator that organizes, refines, and systematized. Jesus, I don't like that word. Okay, refines and systematizes, Jesus Christ, many elements in life. Lavender's medicine provides us the power of discipline and focused energy. Yeah, y'all are definitely in unfocused energy, in wanting control when you have to, in a way, surrender. Not surrender everything, but surrender to the flow. Hold on. Spider is here today to remind you that when you're not communicating from a higher alignment, we quickly become entangled, overly critical, and even block the flow of creativity and healing communication. Lavender's medicine provides us the power of discipline and focused energy, key elements to enable aligned manifestation. Connect to the energy of the spiritual and connect to the energy of the spiral. Connect to the energy of the spiral to journey deep into your shadow and to allow this self-organizing system to facilitate higher alignment to your foundation when needed. Use your gifts of communication, such as music, poetry, art, and dance, to nurture creativity as you weave your life. Now we're going to get into the Blue Lotus. Upright, it's intuitive knowing, unearthing the subconscious, meeting the guardians of mystery, dream work, initiation. Ruled by the sun and the moon. The sacred and mystical Blue Lotus, regarded as the flower of enlightenment, and if y'all can pronounce this word, kudos to y'all, okay? The sun god, Ra, that caught my eye, but that's all I'm gonna read for that part. And then I'm going to read the guidance part to you guys. The Blue Lotus is a direct doorway, a mediator into the world of the gods. The perfected balance that it bestows us assists us in bridging and refining the divine connection between the heart and brain. Blue Lotus today is assisting you in widening the portals of your intuitive powers, granting you access to the realms of inner knowledge held within the great mystery. Remember, the lotus rises from the depths of muddy waters, untouched and impeccable, to blossom into majestic beauty. Don't allow the muddy waters of the blooming process to suppress your intuition and believe in yourself. Trust the process and believe in the mystery. Listen deeply to the guardians of mystery as you unfold from darkness. The poppy. Nope, hold. Alright, mystery of Dreamtime. The great unknown. Hold up, I need to drink some water. Cause bro, I'm gonna put these bags in between so I don't lose my place, but I'm getting water real fast. And stretching. Jesus Christ. I have no idea how long I've been recording. And my nose itches. That's random. But is it? Okay. The great unknown, breaking addictive habits, releasing unhealthy relationships, aligning to new intentions. They call it the joy plant. The euphoria-inducing plant quickly became a staple of cross-continent trading. It first gained influence in ancient Egypt, and I feel so horrible for not being able to pronounce, but Azeria. It sounded better the first time, but I feel like I butchered it both times. Poppy's piercing dual. I said it right, but I'm just like blanking right now. It's like I'm like not losing confidence. Maybe doubting my abilities is a better word, of reading, which is crazy because I've been reading dang near all my life. Even if I started when in my freaking 20s or early, I don't know. Like, even if I started later than the average person, like, there's something about self-doubt there. I'm gonna let that one go. But if you got it, you got it. And if it just was like, what are you talking about? It's okay. Poppy's piercing dual nature and history are closely representatives. Why do I keep making it plural? Are closely representatives. Are closely representative. When I say it that slow, it sounds stupid. Oh my gosh. Poppy's piercing dual nature and history are closely representative to that of the devil card in the tarot deck. The devil represents the darkness and of material obsession, addiction, and pursuit of false ideals for the sake of vanity and personal gain. The constructs of this reality, Saturn, have enabled a contorted darkness that does not belong to the soul signature of this divine flower, Neptune. Look deeper through the lens of her beauty to find that she embodies the mystical magic of the dream time, the place of unbound potential where we regenerate daily and commune with the divine. Be aware that excess and abuse of mystical power and abuse, because I don't want to abuse of mystical powers or substances means that you'll likely end up lost in her dark labyrinth. Excuse me. Break the temptation of addiction to thought patterns and experiences that lead to escapism and empty intentions that align to the light with. I'm going to just read that whole sentence. Break the temptation and addiction to thought. Break the temptation of addiction to thought patterns and experiences that led or lead to escapism and empty intentions and align to the light found within the mystical darkness found in the dream time. Lastly, we have hibiscus, joy, nectar, grace, sensuality, beauty, divine feminine, nurturing, creative, abundance. And just because it says divine femininity or divine feminine, that does not mean that you can't step into that power too, because we all have a balance of masculine and feminine energies. Very fluid. Astrological ruler, Venus and Pluto. In ancient Egypt, hibiscus tea was commonly used to lower body temperature, to treat heart and nerve disease, helps with constipation and liver support. Lovely. They used it as face wash in Mexico and Central America for hundreds of years. Flor de Jamaica. Interesting. I'll show y'all this page if y'all want to know a little more. And then we have the guidance. Like hibiscus, you emanate the essence of Venusian grace. You hold and cradle life. You are the nurturer. Your presence brings renewal and joy to others. Express your creativity to keep attracting this colorful energy back to you. Like the hummingbird, you are a creator of nectar, a conduit of divine love and joy. Don't be shy. Don't shy away from your power. You are worthy of it all. Follow the dance of the hummingbird. Journey into your sadness and know that this pain is just a thread within the fabric of joy. That's sweet. You wouldn't know what happiness is if you didn't experience sadness. If you didn't go through all of these perceived negative emotions, because it's all subjective,
if you just live through life like, oh, I'm just going through the wave, because not everything is on the same frequency. Being sick, being angry, and sad are considered lower vibrations, while being excited, being healthy, being at peace are considered higher vibrations. But it is a mindset at the end of the day, how you move through it. Like, your mind controls more than you realize. I also find it interesting that she's playing this, it's not a lute. I don't know what instrument this is called. This string looking, small harp looking. If you know what it is, tell me in the comments. And then the angel's playing like a violin. I like how the first 3 cards are very similar colors. Like there's like a hint of pink in the second one, and then there's more pink in the last one, but less yellow. And then with this last card, it's mainly red. It's giving start from the ground up. And there's a lot of water and air, stars. You got it out the mud. That's so funny that popped up, and I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna just say it. But you did, though. And you continue through this life regardless of having ups and downs, regardless of being in your light and then having to also be in your dark. You are capable of staying grounded, but you got to keep your head up. You have to be decisive in what is important to you rather than thinking about it and being like, well, what if? Stop. Yeah, I would. Okay, so LWBIPDHJ might be symbolic. Those letters might be symbolic in any shape or form. It could be initials. It can be the initial of what you are going towards. Again, whether that be a person, place, thing, career. Breathe. Follow the path because you're on the right path, believe it or not. There's just some things that you are still learning and growing from. Stop focusing on the time, because that's getting in the way too. If you're like, oh, I'm taking too long, or oh, why isn't this happening yet? Like, you're just delaying it further. Like, focus on nature instead. Focus on yourself. Pour into yourself. And pay attention to your emotions, because they're practically screaming at you to, look at me. I'm right here. Why are you ignoring me? You know, like, that's your emotions right now. It's okay to treat yourself like a baby sometimes, even though you're a full-grown adult. Listen, hear me out. We all have an inner child. And
sometimes you have to cater to that side of you too. That could be being goofy. That could be doing things that are fun every once in a while. That could be following your dreams and following your heart. The things that make you happy, why are you prolonging it by sticking to what you already know, which is, I'm not good enough, but you are. Or what if, what if, what if? How about just start with what? Not what if, what? What do I want? Not what if. If it's what if, then you've lost yourself already. What am I passionate about? What do I want? What do I see for my future? Not what if. Because then you're questioning yourself. You're not asking the right question. You're veering off. You were meant to create. You're meant to feel. That's why we all have emotions. I feel like the throat chakra and the heart chakra and the solar plexus chakra are all significant because those are all the colors in the oracle. So who are you? The solar is I am. So who are you? Who do you want to be? What are your passions? How do you want others to perceive you without you being authentic to yourself? How do you want to see yourself? Fuck what other people see you as. Like, how do you want to see yourself when you look in the mirror? And then your heart, opening it up to accepting the emotions that you feel, letting the thoughts come and go without trying to shut them down or shut them out. Being open to the possibility of new opportunities and new ways to grow. And then the throat. It's been trying to close up a couple times. Like, I feel like I need to drink more water. But also, I've been talking a lot. But it could be symbolic. Take flight. Speak. Not only to others, like, start with yourself first. Speak to yourself in the mirror. Speak out loud your thoughts. Hear what you have to say. You've heard the saying, if you don't use it, you lose it. Sing. Express. Speak truthfully. Because if you're just using your voice to lie, like, what's the point of that? What's the point of lying to yourself, not only in your head, but out loud too? No, speak truth. I am. I want. Yeah. Good luck. Your weirdness is what makes you wonderful. It's going to be okay. And you can do the thing. Like, if you were your baby self, if you were your toddler self, or however young you see yourself, speaking to yourself that you can comprehend or whatever. Say you're talking to your younger self. That's a baby, that's a kid or whatever. And they're expressing to you, I want to be this when I grow up. Are you going to be like, you're never going to achieve that? Like, why the fuck? If you wouldn't do that to your child self, why are you doing that to yourself now? I'm never going to achieve this thing. I'm never should not be in your fucking vocabulary. Excuse my language, but it really shouldn't. Can't and never. Remove it immediately. I'm so serious. Yeah. Really have faith in yourself. I think I'm gonna end it there. I can do some astrological. Oh my. That one fell. I'm gonna try that one again. Okay. Number 1 on the Hermit card. Where are the numbers at? What the fuck? Oh, they're on the back. Represents your personal life, belongings, how you look, think, feel. Can be a warning of misfortune. Your thoughts of yourself are unfortunate, that you're powerless, that you're restricted, that fear controls you, forcefulness. Quit forcing it. Just believe and take action. Okay, no, Capricorn. That's not Capricorn. That's Jupiter. Jupiter on the Empress in reverse, and then the number 1, the first house on the Hermit in reverse. I already went over that. So Jupiter pertains to luck, good fortune, what propels you forward, monetary value, and prosperous events. So you're holding on to the point where the things that are for you aren't even coming in. What propels you, but you can't even move forward because you're too busy strong-arming your emotions. Like, no, I don't want to feel this. Like, Jesus, just let it flow. And when you let that flow, so many more things will flow in your life. Leo it's a little bit on the Blue Lotus and Poppy, but it's more so on the Blue Lotus, which is intuition. Bold, strong emotions, perseverance, taking the lead, craving the spotlight, feeling overlooked. That last one really stood out. Feeling overlooked. Your intuition and potentially even yourself in the subconscious when you're dreaming. You're again like pushing it down, like you're like not trying to see it, like you're like, no, it doesn't exist, like, but it's there for a reason. It's like it should be in the forefront, but you're putting it on the back burner. It's bold. It's your emotions. They're strong. It's follow your heart. This is what you should be leading with, your intuition. Period. We're ending the reading right there. Lead with your intuition. Because you know it's there and you feel it, but you're ignoring it. You're too intuitive to not listen to your guidance. But yeah, I really hope that this reading resonated and that it helped you with coming to terms or having a little bit more clarity as to what to do next in life. Again, this is for entertainment purposes only, but also as someone who feels as though they are intuitive, I feel as though this reading that it met you for the right reason, like that it came across your screen for a reason, and that even if not everything related, that you got a little bit of insight and helpful advice out of this. So peace, love, and prosperity, friends.